Jacob, whose name was also Israel, had settled his household in the land of Canaan. This was the land where his father, Isaac, had sojourned, and where the patriarch now established his dwelling. There, he nurtured his growing family and his vast possessions. Joseph, a youth of 17 years, was accustomed to tending the flocks alongside his brothers. He labored with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's concubines, learning the ways of the shepherd. Yet, Joseph often carried ill reports of his brothers' conduct back to their father, Jacob. These tidings, though perhaps truthful, sowed seeds of discord and suspicion within the family tent. Jacob, in his advanced years, held a profound affection for Joseph, the son of his beloved Rachel. Joseph was the child of his old age, cherished above all his other sons. As a token of this deep love, Jacob fashioned for Joseph a coat of many colors, a long tunic. This garment, rich in design and material, signified his father's special favor and elevated status among his brethren. The brothers, witnessing Jacob's overt favoritism, harbored a deep-seated hatred for Joseph. They could not speak peaceably to him, their hearts filled with bitterness and envy. Their animosity grew so strong that they refused to offer Joseph even the common greeting. A chasm of resentment widened between the favored son and his elder siblings. One day, Joseph recounted a dream to his brothers, further fueling their indignation. He spoke of binding sheaves in the field, when suddenly his sheaf stood upright, and their sheaves bowed down to his. His brothers, perceiving the dream's implication, questioned him with scorn. "Are you indeed to reign over us?" they demanded, "or are you indeed to have dominion over us?" Their hatred for him intensified with these words. Joseph then shared a second dream, even more vivid and audacious than the first. He beheld the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to him in homage. When he told this dream to his father and brothers, Jacob reproved him. "What is this dream that you have dreamed?" he asked. "Shall I and your mother and your brothers indeed come to bow ourselves to the ground before you?" Yet Jacob pondered these matters in his heart. The brothers, however, were further wrought up against Joseph, their envy now bordering on malice. They could not abide the thought of his perceived superiority. Joseph's brothers had journeyed to Shechem to pasture their father's flocks. This was a common practice, seeking fresh grazing lands for their numerous sheep and goats. Jacob, concerned for his sons and their well-being, dispatched Joseph to check upon them. "Go now," he commanded. "See if it is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring me word." Joseph departed from Hebron, traveling first to Shechem. Not finding his brothers there, he pressed on to Dothan, where he eventually located them tending their herds. As Joseph approached, his brothers spotted him from a distance. Before he drew near, they conspired against him, plotting to take his life. They mockingly referred to him as "that master dreamer," their voices laced with contempt. The very title that once spoke of his visions now became a term of derision. Their initial, cruel plan was to slay him and cast his body into one of the empty cisterns. They would then claim that a wild beast had devoured him, thus concealing their heinous crime. Reuben, the eldest brother, intervened, seeking to prevent bloodshed. He suggested they throw Joseph into a cistern instead of laying violent hands upon him. Reuben's secret intention was to rescue Joseph later, when his brothers were absent. He hoped to return Joseph safely to their father, Jacob, and avert a greater tragedy. Upon Joseph's arrival, his brothers seized him, stripping him of his distinctive tunic. They then cast him into an empty cistern, which held no water, leaving him to his fate. As they sat down to eat their meal, a caravan of Ishmaelites appeared on the horizon. These traders were journeying from Gilead to Egypt, their camels laden with spices and balm. Judah, observing the approaching caravan, proposed an alternative to murder. "What profit is it," he reasoned, "if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Let us sell him to these Ishmaelites." The brothers, swayed by Judah's counsel and the prospect of gain, agreed to his proposal. The thought of profiting from their brother's misfortune appealed to their hardened hearts. Thus, they drew Joseph out of the cistern and sold him to the Ishmaelites, who were also Midianite traders, for 20 pieces of silver. This sum was the price of a slave. Reuben, returning to the cistern later, discovered Joseph was gone. He tore his clothes in distress, crying out, "The boy is not there, and where shall I go?" The brothers then slaughtered a goat and dipped Joseph's special tunic in its blood. This act was part of their elaborate deception to mislead their father. They sent the blood-stained tunic to Jacob, asking him to identify it. "Please discern whether this is your son's tunic or not," they instructed, feigning ignorance. Jacob recognized the garment instantly, his heart sinking with dread. "It is my son's tunic," he cried, believing a wild beast had devoured Joseph. He tore his clothes, put sackcloth on his loins, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters rose to comfort him, but he refused to be consoled. "No," he declared, "I shall go down to Sheol to my son, mourning." Thus his father wept for him, believing Joseph to be lost forever. Meanwhile, Joseph was taken to Egypt by the traders. There he was sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard, beginning a new, unforeseen chapter of his life.